Hi, and welcome to Diversity in the Community. I am so excited to have this young lady with me today. Let me tell you, she wrote this book, and I can't put it down because it reminds me of so many things that my mom and not my grandmother, because I didn't know her that well, but my mom and my aunts and stuff used to say. And her name is Fashawn Washington. And she's from New York, and she came all the way down here to be with us. So welcome to the program, and tell me a little bit about yourself. And that's your camera right over there, the one on this side.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. It was a long trip in. The train kind of got stuck in the yard. Made it on time.
Yes.
Yes, I'm Fashawn Washington, and I am the author of Things My Grandmothers Told Me, a book of wise sayings and sound advice. I'm also a poet. I am a runner-up for the National Congress of Poetry Contest.
Wow.
I didn't win, but I got close. Yeah. I also write songs. I'm a gospel, R&B, blues, and a little reggae.
Wow.
So, like you said, I live in New York. I moved there when I was 15. Was born and lived in Utahville. It's a small town. If you ever heard of Santee, Orangeburg, it's right in that area. And my grandmother moved here with everyone at age 15. I didn't want to come, but I had no choice. So I've been in New York 15, and I'm still there.
Yeah. I come from South Carolina too, you know.
What part?
Batesburg, Leesville. You ever heard of that?
Okay, Leesville, I've heard of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and I remember my mother was like, we're going to Connecticut, she said. And she was saying there's people live in more than one family live in one building. We didn't know anything about apartments.
Exactly.
And we was like, what? We said, oh, that was the land of promise, Connecticut. And we got here and was like, what?
It's cold here.
Yeah, it's cold and whatever. But so when I saw you came from South Carolina, I said, I wonder if she heard of any of the little towns that we came from.
Leesville, I've heard.
Yeah, okay.
I have not a clue where it is, but I've heard of it.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
So you had a blessing of knowing you have two grandmas, right?
Yes, that was a blessing. And they both lived until I was an adult.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was a blessing knowing
my God.
both of these wonderful, strong women.
Yeah.
The strongest and wisest people I've ever met, even to this day.
God. Yes.
Very wise. Yes.
And how do you pronounce, one is Netta, and the other one, how do you put, it was a Tita?
Titta.
Titta. Okay.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, my goodness. I have a few questions, which we went over. Why did you write the book in the first place?
I wrote the book first to honor my grandmothers. And second, because these sayings and advice really helped me through my life to make better decisions. And I kind of feel these things need to be passed down.
Yes.
And these things were out there before I was born. And I'm sure they were before my grandmothers were born, but they were passed down. And at some point, I believe they stopped. They weren't being passed down the way that they were when I was growing up. So I'm doing it for the kids. I want them to make better decisions.
No, they need it so bad. Oh, my God.
They do. And it's not old-fashioned. Wisdom does not get old.
Right.
You know, even though it's from my grandmother that passed it down, wisdom don't get old.
That's right.
Sound advice does not get old.
Right.
It gives you a leg to kind of stand on to make better decisions. Because the decisions you make today is going to affect you 10 years from now.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. I know my son works in the school system, and a lot of other young people I know are teachers and stuff like that. And some of the things that are happening now in the schools, and I think about all the stuff that you have here. A lot of these kids don't know anything about this stuff.
They don't.
You know, some of the adults don't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
This is true. Absolutely.
What I know you told me a little bit about your background, but I understand that you've done even more than that. You used to model.
I did. When I was in high school, I wanted to model, and I worked after school on the weekends, during the summers, a holiday, to pay to go to Barbizon modeling school. That was the place to go.
I remember that name.
Yes.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I did not realize racism played such a big role. Because at that age, again, coming from South Carolina, I was shielded. I don't know about anyone, but I was shielded from a lot of the racism that our parents faced.
Yes.
So I took the pictures. As a matter of fact, some in the back of the
Yeah,
book.
I saw that. Nice, nice.
They would send me on to Go See, which is an interview for modeling or acting. It's called a Go See.
Okay.
And I would go on these Go Sees, and I was happy, thinking I'm going to get a modeling job. And I would sit there, and by the time they got to me, all the interviews were over. They had all the people that they needed.
Wow.
And this one lady at the last Go See that I went to, she came to me and said that the reason that I never get into the back to be interviewed is because they had Beverly Johnson. So they had one black model, and they wasn't going to hire anyone else. Wow. So that was my last Go See, and I started modeling for it. They're now defunct, but the brown skin models. So we used to do a lot of show. But I also modeled for a lady out in West Islip, New York. Okay. She was a great designer, and she would make these unique outfits, and sometimes I wore them out, and people would look, it's like, well, what does she have on?
Some of them in the pictures.
Some of them in the pictures.
Yeah.
What does she have on? But those were my outfit that I modeled, and she gave them to me. Whatever I modeled, she gave to me.
Wow. That's the first thing I noticed when I saw you coming out of the hall. I said, oh, wow. She's tall and thin. I ain't gonna never be able to get there. So they don't need a wishing. Tell me a little bit more about why. I know you wrote this book because you wanted to honor your grandmother, and you wanted to the young people. How can we get this kind of stuff with the young people? How can we get this information to them?
I'm going to try to get this book into schools. It's not that easy. And someone on one of the podcasts I did told me to maybe adopt a class and read to them. There's also the library. You can read at the library. And you have youth organizations. So these things are out there, but it's not as easy to get connected and get into it as you would think. But
because it's so much is needed. One of the things that stood out to me is what happens in the dark. Don't do anything you will be embarrassed about if it's revealed later.
Right, because even the Bible tells us that. Yeah. Nothing is hidden forever. Sooner or later, it's going to come out. And if you don't want, the world to know about it, and because you're going to be embarrassed, then don't do it, because it happened in the dark. It's going to come into the light.
This is things that kids don't think about. I had years ago, I had filmed a police officer, and he was talking about kids that put stuff on the internet.
Right.
So it was this young lady that put something on, I guess she sent a picture to some fellas or something like that, and it got sent all around the place. And it showed up years later where she had a really good job, she was doing, and those pictures showed up.
Yeah.
Years ago. Years later. Yeah.
That's what that saying means.
So that's what I'm saying. The young people don't think about this when they're sending pictures out of themselves without clothes on and all this. That stuff may resurface somewhere.
It will. Sooner or later it's going, because anything on the internet never goes away.
That's right.
So all you have to do is break up with your boyfriend. He's mad now, so what is he going to do? He's going to send it to everybody he knows.
That's why I'm saying this stuff and never, no.
Yeah.
I'm every time I look at some of your stuff, it just makes me smile. Because I'm thinking about my mom them on here.
Right.
Don't go over nobody's house and open up their refrigerator without permission.
And you shouldn't.
Yes, and my mother used to have a fit too. Some people would come in, they come from the outside, and they go and open the top to the pot of what's cooking too.
I know.
And so, I mean, a lot of young people don't notice etiquette or whatever.
Exactly.
Right.
That's the problem.
Right.
They don't know.
Yeah.
So it feels okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when my son was growing up, he'd go over some of the kids' houses, and I remember one of the moms saying to me, your son could come over here anytime. She said, because some of the kids come in the house, she said, they run right in, they open up a refrigerator, and he always says, is it all right if I go in there? And I said, because I'm telling him what my mother told us. You don't just, just go in people's house, open up the refrigerator, go in the other rooms and all that kind of stuff. So, girl, this stuff, and listen, but I ain't let her talk, because I done learned so much. I'm telling you all the stuff I learned from this book.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, this is another one you had. Never borrow someone's car, I'm kind of paraphrasing, because if something was about to break, and it breaks while you were driving it, it's on you.
Yeah.
This is so much.
Unless you have someone who knows this is going out, they know the car is old. They know, it's 20 years old. Something is going to break, but you borrow it and it goes out. Who do you think is going to blame?
Right.
Most people will blame the person driving the car when it breaks.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's what I love about. I'm hoping by me talking about this, it'll make people like, I got to get this book, because it's so. I only have a few lines here, but it's so much in the book until people who borrow money and pretend they don't remember.
Yeah.
That they owe you money. But it's wisdom, because if they happen to you one time and they pretend like they don't remember that they borrowed that money, then what you gonna do next time?
They first of all, they're not going to come back to you.
Right.
I have $10 and $20 out there right now that from people who used to come to me quite often. Last time they didn't pay me back. It's been years. They never tried again.
Yeah.
Because they know they owe you. So now, money well spent.
Right. So I read this book, because you see all this stuff that I'm just loving this.
Yes.
Never argue with a fool. It takes two to argue.
It does.
So if you know somebody, right.
If you know somebody's a fool, saying stuff that they should not say, makes no sense, why are you going to argue with them?
Yes, right.
Somebody passing by is not going to know who the fool is. Is it you or is it him? Both of y'all arguing, so you can't argue with a fool.
Oh, Lord have mercy. And all of this stuff, majority of this stuff came from your grandma, I'm right?
Yeah, my grandmother's.
Yeah.
Yes.
And who said some things are just not worth fighting for?
I probably did.
Yeah.
From my grandmother. But something is just not worth fighting.
Yeah.
If we go back and forth, I can't see your point of view, you can't see mine, let it go.
Yeah.
You still got what you came with. I still have what I came with. Nobody's mind has changed, so it's not worth fighting about.
You don't mind me asking you these little things too, because I love this. I love this so much.
No, please do.
Never debate a know-it-all.
Right. Again, because if somebody know-it-all, you can't tell them nothing.
You can't tell them nothing.
It's nothing to be learned by debating them. And I know quite a few know-it-all. I have debated a few times, and I thought I knew, but when I realized I did not, that I was wrong, I apologize. But I don't do that often. But yeah, you can't debate and know it all.
Right.
You're not going to learn nothing.
Don't waste your time.
And when you find out you're wrong, admit, okay, I was wrong.
Right.
I looked it up and I searched it and researched, and I was wrong. And move on.
Another thing that kids need to know, old folks need to know, anybody that's going out partying somewhere, about people that get up, they don't know the people that they're sitting with, and leave their food and drink.
Never do that.
And you said you actually witnessed one time somebody.
Yes, I
Tell us about that.
did. Well, I did used to go to clubs, you know.
Yeah.
So I was sitting with a friend, and you know, you're talking, and people are not paying too much attention because everybody's having a little drink and talking. But I did witness an acquaintance drop something in a friend of mine drinks, and I intentionally knocked that drink over.
Wow.
But yeah, you got to be careful, especially now. There's so many drugs that not only will it knock you out, but it will kill you.
Right.
So
right.
if you can't take it with you or have somebody that you trust
To watch it. Yeah.
Just dump it. It's not worth it.
And that happens a lot.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. It's not worth it. Yeah.
I love this one, and the young people need to know about it. It's just so much in here, girl. I'm telling you the truth. I want everybody to get this book. I want everybody to get this book. Look someone in the eye when you meet them for the first time. It will show you have confidence in yourself.
Right. I looked you in the eyes.
Right.
We just met.
Yeah, bro.
So, but yeah. First of all, there's no one on this earth that has more right to be on this earth than you do.
Right.
We are all here.
Right.
We all gonna leave.
Yeah.
So while you're here, never put somebody above you because it's not true. It's a lie.
Right.
We're all here.
Right.
So when you meet somebody, look them in the eye, shake their hand.
Yes.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah.
We're on even ground.
Right.
I'm meeting you for the first time.
Right.
You meeting me for the first time.
Right.
And that's what that is. Look them in the eye.
And that's somebody. There's somebody I have in mind that I keep trying to tell them that, because when they meet people, they're looking down because they have that whatever I said, but that's not showing that you have confidence in yourself.
Right.
So I absolutely love that.
Yes.
Act, as you just said, act as if you belong anywhere you go. Acting nervous makes it look like you don't belong. It diminishes your dignity as if you don't belong. I love that.
Right. You belong anywhere you go. And you
That's
should be
right.
comfortable anywhere
Right.
you go because no one has any more rights to be there than you do.
Yeah.
And it makes me sad when I see people walking around with their heads down.
Yeah.
And if I see a young man walking with his head down and I'm walking, I say, heads up, heads up. And I just keep walking.
That's a wonderful thing. That's a wonderful
Heads up.
thing.
Yeah, what are you looking at? There's no money down there. What are you looking there for?
Yeah.
Look up.
But my grandbaby, she just turned 4. And I have this posture thing because I have a problem with my back. So sometimes I'm walking with my head down. She said, Grandma, why are you walking with your head down? Now she was 3 at the time. I said, what do you mean? And she said, how am I walk? She said, you're walking like this. Walk, which I said, well, how should I walk? So she put her little head up and said, you need to walk like this. I said, okay, thank you very much.
Okay,
3 years old, 3 years old.
She got the right thing going.
Right. So she got that confidence already, but she was like,
Good for her.
So grandma's old and her back hurt.
You say, Grandma used to walk like that.
Oh, Lord. I love this one too. Change your locks when somebody moves out your house.
You better.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Because that person, even if they return your key, it costs $1 to make a key.
Right.
So they can make a key, give you your key back, but they still have your key.
Exactly.
So they can come in your house whenever they want to. Change that lock. I don't care if it's somebody really close to you. They don't live there no more. You don't need keys.
Right. Right.
Yeah. That's the first thing I do before I go to bed. Somebody change that lock.
And see, we're laughing about this stuff, and it makes sense to us. But young people, that's why I said this book. I mean, I loved it because I love reading and stuff. But this is the stuff that young people don't seem to know. It's so much wisdom in this book.
Exactly.
That I wish all the young, it needs to get out to the schools, because this is stuff that young people, they don't even think about anymore.
They don't.
No,
they don't. They don't. Yeah.
Have your key in your hand always in case of emergency, especially if you're out walking around somewhere.
Right. You should always have your keys when you approach your door. Be ready to stick that key in the door. Don't be in your purse fumbling trying to find a key. Because if somebody's following you, by the time you get that key out of your purse, they will be right up on you. And speaking of someone following you, always look around. When you're walking, look behind you to make sure that no one is following you.
Right.
Yeah, especially in a big city like New York or anywhere like that.
Yeah.
Look behind you.
How many movies have you seen where a lady's walking, all of a sudden you hear footsteps, and then she try to walk faster, then she trying to go in her pocketbook, get her keys and all like that? Yeah.
Have that key in your hand, you get to your door, look back, make sure no one is there, and stick that key, go in, close that door.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, my God. I love it. I really, this one touched me. Love yourself first. Love yourself enough not to allow others to treat you with disrespect or disregard for your feelings. If someone don't treat you the way you want to be treated or the way you treat them, love yourself enough to walk away with dignity and self-respect. Powerful.
Definitely. You don't have to get mad with nobody. Yeah, I'm not mad with you, but I'm not going to let you treat me like that. No, because I would never treat you like that.
Right.
So treat me the way I treat you, or we really don't have much in common.
Right.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. I'm just loving it. It's not how others treat you, but how you treat yourself that makes you who you are. Treat yourself with love, respect, and kindness. Put aside a day, and this is what I need to do. I need to learn this. Put aside a day each month to pamper yourself. Treat yourself to something you have always wanted to do. As Whitney Houston says, learning to love yourself is the greatest gift of all. Now, this is what I need to learn. This is for me right here.
Yes, pamper yourself. Even if you have to go out and eat by yourself.
Yeah.
Go eat something that you want to eat. And don't pay attention to the people who are a couple off. They in their own space. You in yours. This is your space.
Yeah.
And enjoy yourself. Go to the spa. I love the spa. I love the sauna. I love it so much that I have a personal sauna from Amazon. And you put your little thing in the back and you zip yourself up.
What?
I do that at least twice a week. I love a sauna. Yeah, so you treat yourself.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because nobody else might not.
See, I'm just learning so much, but that really, stuck out to me because I'll be running, doing this and that for other folks, and I don't take that time. And I love going. I love to go in to get massages and stuff. But how often do I go? I haven't been since last year.
Okay, so we have a brand new year.
I got a brand new year, girl. I'm telling you. I tell you. If you do not ever enjoy, this is one thing, being with yourself, why should anyone else enjoy being with you?
Which is true. I could be by myself and be happy.
Me too.
And be content. I mean, I wouldn't want that all the time.
Right.
But I can be by myself, be happy, and enjoy being with myself.
Yeah.
When I go out, I enjoy being with others. So if I don't like being with me, why should somebody else like being with me?
Exactly.
Yeah, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Here's another powerful one that you have in here. Happiness comes from within. There are things money cannot buy. It cannot buy joy, happiness, or peace. These things come from within. You can go through life challenges and still have joy. If your spirit is in turmoil, all the money in the world would not make you happy. Wow.
That's true.
It's so many powerful pieces in this.
Okay.
That, oh my God.
But it's true. You've heard of millionaires jumping off buildings. They have no peace.
Exactly.
But you can be somebody making $7 an hour and have so much joy and so peace and happiness, and then say, okay, now how am I going to pay my bill?
Right.
But you still got joy and peace. That's something that comes from within. And if you don't have it inside, you cannot bring it out because it's not in.
Right.
So anything outside is not going to make you happy. It will enhance what's inside, but it's not going to make you happy for a little while.
Wow. Learn to do it yourself. Talk a little bit about that.
Okay, learn to do it yourself. I had a classic BMW. And I had this one guy, he would fix one thing on the car, but then he would loosen something else, and then I would go back to him.
Yeah.
Like every month I'm back to him, but he wasn't charging a whole lot. But I learned how to change a tire. I learned how to change my hoses. I learned how to put in my battery. I learned how to do a car. I've never gotten up under the car.
All right now.
It was a lesson that was very expensive, but I can get in a car and I can tell you what's wrong with it. It's oiling too low. The oil needs to be changed.
Wow.
Yeah. But I learned how to do it myself. Yeah.
Wow. That one stood out to me because the last little song I did, God Knows Your Heart, right? I reached out to so many young musicians that I knew that had been playing for a long. Everybody was too busy. And this one young man that had been on my program had said to me before I even thought about doing a song, he said, "You used to always play for the children's choir and this and that." He said, "Why are you not doing anything with the talents that you had before?" And I guess my confidence had gone down.
Okay.
And so I got home one day and I pulled out all the pamphlets that I had, how to use the recording machine. I pulled out my electric piano. I did all of that, and I did it myself. And my self-esteem went up here.
And it's a beautiful song. I love it.
Oh, thank you.
Beautiful.
But it was like I was so nervous because I couldn't get the people that I wanted, and they were going to be the one to make. And I, like I said, I did it myself, and it built up my self-esteem. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
From that one young man saying that to me, but like you said, that's why so many of your things just like, you know.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy about that.
Yeah, I'm happy too. Girl, we can sell this. We got to sell more of these books. Got to sell these books because it's going to help so many people.
It's on Amazon.
Yeah.
It's on Amazon.
Yeah, that's why I got mine, Amazon.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Love this one. Be honest. The truth today will be the truth tomorrow.
Exactly. And I'm one of those people, I will tell you the truth. I mean, the truth hurts sometimes.
Yes.
But it's the truth. And it's never going to change.
Right.
A lie is hard to remember.
Yeah.
I mean, I tried it in my early 20s. And I said to myself, I'm not going to tell another lie. They weren't major lies, but they were lies. And then I'll start talking, and then I'll tell the truth. And it's like, oh my God, I wonder if they remember that's not what I said. And I said to myself, I will not tell a lie. It's too much work.
But then you got to cover it up with another one, and then another one.
And I'm not good at it, you know?
Yeah, right.
I'm not good at lying, so I don't do it. I stopped that back in my 20s, so can't do it. Too much work.
So folks, what we're talking about again is this wonderful book, Things My Grandmother Told Me, a book of wise saying and sound advice. I tell you, as you can hear us talking about this stuff is so important and it's so powerful. We're sitting here laughing and stuff, but there's a lot of stuff a lot of young folks, so a lot of old folks don't know. And so this book should be, you should go on Amazon and get it because it's a powerful book. It's one that your parents can give to your teenagers because, unfortunately, a lot of young folks don't know some of the simple stuff, you know, that her grandmas told her.
Grandmas.
Your grandmas. It's just beautiful. Do not aim to be important. It's more important to be nice. Do the right things for the right reasons, not for attention. I love that one too.
Right.
I love
So
it.
when you do something for someone, don't do it because you want your name called or you want everybody to know that you did it.
Right.
You do it because it's something that needs to be done.
Right.
You can do it, so just do it.
Yeah.
And if you get some kind of attention from it, then fine. But do it for the right reason because you
Right.
can do it.
Right.
Yeah.
This one too. Everything I love. You already know. I said it over and over again. Second time is on you. When someone you trust does something to you that you did not expect, it is not your fault. However, if you allow that person to do the same thing to you again, it is your fault. A lesson learned the first time never needs to be repeated. How powerful is that?
Absolutely.
You look at some people, they're like, Well, didn't they do that to you last time? You right back there again and again and again?
And the same person doing the same thing. Didn't you learn the lesson the first time?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if I do something to you that you would never even think of doing to me.
Right.
First of all, I'm not your friend.
Right, exactly.
Because a friend would not do
Exactly.
something to you that, but then if I want a friend that bad that I allow you to come and do it to me again, that's on me. Because I should have known better.
You should have known better.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still nice to you, but you couldn't do that one again.
Yeah. Not going to let it happen again.
Nah.
Yeah.
No.
Wow. Yes. Help yourself first. It's wonderful to help others, but you cannot help others until you have taken care of your own basic needs. Once you are good, you will be in a better position to help others. That's another powerful one.
Right. They even tell you that on the airplane. When you get on the airplane, they'll tell you if you have to pull down the oxygen mask, put it on yourself first. Then you're in a better position to help someone else. The same thing in life.
Yeah.
You know, if your rent needs to be paid, are you going to go and pay somebody else's rent while yours is still due? No, you pay yours. And then if you have enough money to maybe lend them a few dollars to pay theirs, then it's fine. But no, take care of your stuff first.
And your health, too, before you
Definitely.
Wow. Wow. Let's see, did I have anything else? I had so much, girl. Is there anything else that I know your chapters was broken down in by faith, life challenges, rules to live by. You even talked about when you eat, do not rush. I mean, you cover everything in this book. People are just people. And we talked about looking people in the eyes, friendship, pay attention to body language. There's so much packed into this little book until it's just amazing. I could read this over and over again and not get tired of reading it.
Oh, well, thank you.
And I'm not just saying that because you're sitting here, because as you can see, I took all kinds of notes.
I noticed.
Yeah. So is there anything else you want to talk? I think I went through all the questions that I had, but is there anything else that you want to tell us or talk about?
Well, I'll tell you that this book almost didn't get written. I started writing this book 6 years ago.
Wow.
And then, of course, I got distracted. I'm doing a little bit of music. I'm doing a little bit of this. Yeah. And my aunts, I wouldn't want to call them my favorite aunts, but they were. So they kept encouraging me to finish this book because they wanted to read it.
Yeah.
And I just kept procrastinating. I mean, it was almost done, but it wasn't quite there. And then in 2020, my first aunt, I just spoken to her. She went to the hospital and spoke to her while she was in the hospital. The doctor called and said, this COVID thing, right? Said, well, she can't talk. We need y'all to make this decision. My aunt is in the background yelling, I want to go home. Get me out of here.
Jeez.
And I'm saying the doctors just said she couldn't talk. But anyway, a couple of days later, she passed away.
Oh, okay.
And then my other aunt, she's ready to read this book, and she's waiting, and I'm procrastinating again. And I was on my way to Pennsylvania to see her. I missed the train that I was supposed to get on. The door was closing as I was getting there.
Wow.
So I caught the next train. So as we're pulling up to the house, because they met me in Trenton, because the train didn't quite go into that town, the ambulance is pulling off, and she's in this ambulance going to the hospital.
Wow.
So we get to the hospital. She was only able to say one thing. She wanted to speak to her friend, Susie. So we got Susie on the phone, and she said a couple of things to her, and she didn't speak another word.
Wow.
And a couple of days later, she was gone.
Wow.
And that was 2022, so it's
Okay.
2 years. I sat down and I finished this book because I felt so guilty that they didn't get a chance to read it. And I didn't want anyone else who's waiting to read this book, something to happen to them or either me without finishing it. So I sat down and I focused strictly on this book.
Wow.
And I got it finished. And I know there's somewhere, in heaven, knowing that the book is done. And yeah. So
Who did the art for the book?
I hired someone from Fiverr. I think he was in somewhere in the Middle East.
Okay.
Yeah, Fiverr's a place you can go to and get anything done pretty reasonably.
Yeah.
But I told him what I wanted on it. And yeah.
Okay. So did you do all of the editing and all that stuff yourself, or did you have to hire a group?
I hired, well, actually, she didn't charge me.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's my cousin's wife. He's a professor at Columbia University.
Okay.
And he has quite a few books out. And she edited his books.
Okay.
So when I reached out to her, she wouldn't take a dime, and she edited for me.
Wow.
So, yeah, that was a blessing.
Wow.
And I mentioned her in the book. And, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Is there anything any message you would like to leave this? Because I'm telling you, I don't know how much to say it, but I have enjoyed this, and I want to get a couple more. I don't want to let nobody borrow my book, because I might not. I might not get it back because it is one of those books that you pick up and you don't want to put down. Once you start reading it, you just want to keep reading it because there's so much sound advice in the book. And so I want people to really try to get this for their teenagers.
Right.
And I'm hoping that you'll
children.
be able to get into the schools, into the libraries, and all of that stuff. Because the information is just powerful.
I believe it would benefit
Yeah.
the youth of today. I really do.
Yeah.
Because a lot of this stuff they really should know, but they don't. They're, especially with the crime that's going on out here. And I think if they realize that what you're doing today is going to affect you later on.
Yes.
And going to jail, it's not no status.
Right.
At one point, if you go to jail, then you got this status on the street. That's no status.
Right.
That's ruining your life.
Right.
So,
right.
yeah, just get some more wisdom.
Yeah.
Wisdom is not old-fashioned. It will never go away. It
That's
goes
right.
back to the Bible.
Yeah.
It's wisdom.
Yeah. So now a little bit about before we end about your singing. You're going to go back to it, and I heard a little bit of you singing, girl. You can blow. Now tell me a little bit about that.
I'm not sure. I would love to do the gospel.
Yeah.
And as far as the gospel go, I had people who wanted to. I have the song called "God is a Miracle Worker." He's in the miracle business.
Yeah.
And he can deliver you a miracle now. I had people wanting to buy that song, but it wasn't available for sale.
Okay.
And the R&Bs, I just had a little conflict about it. But, most people said that, it's songs. It has positive lyrics.
Right.
And the devil won't give me nothing because I don't want nothing from him. So everything I got came from God. So I know even though the R&B and whatever else.
Yeah.
I would love to go back and do that. But right now I'm working on a coaching program.
Okay.
To teach people how to live healthier.
Okay.
Through juicing and meditation.
Okay.
So I'm in the middle of that. So I'm going to focus on that, and I'm definitely going to try to get back to the music.
Oh, okay. So you mean taking their vegetables and all like that and putting in the juice? I mean, you're talking about that kind of thing?
Yeah, and I want to show them how to juice. Because a lot of people ask me, do you eat this? No, I don't eat it, but I drink it. Like asparagus, cauliflower, I don't eat those. but I drink it. So I get the benefit from the natural vegetables the way God gave them to us.
Okay.
He didn't give it to us with no salt, no grease, no fat back, pork. He didn't. So when you juice it, you're getting it natural.
Okay.
The way God gave it to
Okay.
us. And then a lot of the stuff in the store now, they're not even grown naturally anymore.
Right.
And a lot of people are on frozen food diets.
Yeah.
There's no nutritional value. If it is, it's very little. So, you come down with illnesses and all kinds of stuff that could probably be prevented if you did the natural food. So that's what I'm working on right now.
A quick question, since you're talking about that. The way that, like I said, my son works in the school system, and he was like, some of the things that he see kids do nowadays, he said he just can't even believe it. Do you think a lot of the stuff is happening because of all the chemicals that's in the food that the kids are eating? Do you think that can have anything to do with the changes?
I can't say professionally, but it's not healthy.
Just opinion, yeah.
Yeah, in my opinion, most of the stuff that they're eating, it's not healthy food. I know someone who only give their kids oodles and noodles, frozen this, frozen that, canned this. There's no fresh anything going into this system, and I'm worried about that. Because you are what you eat.
Right.
If you eat junk is going to come out.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, I wish you the best in that,
Well, thank you. Thanks.
So, again, I really, really thank you for coming on the program. I enjoyed you, which I knew I would. I saw you in a couple of talk shows and stuff, and the book speaks for itself, really.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank God for your grandmas, both of them.
Yes.
Because this really is a powerful book.
Thank you.
Packed with so much knowledge and information, at any age. That's the thing. It's not just for older folks. It's for teenagers and even the younger ones that can understand a little bit of some of the things, about having self-confidence and all that. You can even start with them as little,
And that's where you should start.
Yeah, and should start. And so I really, really appreciate you. Is there any last words that you would like to say? If you look in your camera, anything that you want to say to the folks? And
well, I would like to say that I appreciate you watching this. I appreciate this lady. And as far as the things in this book, teach them to your children. I know a lot of people don't go to church, but there's nothing bad in church, especially for kids. Take them to church. You'll be surprised the positive things that they will come out with. It builds their self-esteem. It gives them faith, because in life, we all going to have to refer back to God. God lives inside of each of us. That's the spirit that keeps us moving. And when that spirit leaves, the body dies. So we can't deny that there is a God. He's the one that's keeping us. So if you like what you heard here today, please go to Amazon and pick up the book and spread the wisdom around. Spread the knowledge. Spread the sayings. Thank you.
so,
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, honey. Thank you. I've really been enlightened and uplifted and all of that, So I really appreciate you. I appreciate you taking the time to come. So I'd like to say to the Windsor Public Television and whoever watch it on YouTube, I thank you guys for watching. And I've been on since 2008. And so I thank you. And we pass on everything that's negative, but this is some positive stuff. Pass it to, share it with people, to uplift people, to teach people. And so I thank you guys for, I thank Jeannie Mentor.
Definitely.
my buddy, I thank her for introducing me to this young lady. And I just thank you guys for watching, and have a good day, night, or whenever you decide to watch this program. Thank you again.